Hello there. Would you like to learn how to fold a lovely paper dart like this one? Let me show you how. The first thing you need is a regular piece of printer paper like this, sometimes called letter paper, sometimes called 8.5 by 11. We are going to make a really nice vertical fold in this paper. Sometimes you might have heard it referred to as a hot dog fold. One of the key things here is to try and get those corners and edges perfectly lined up before we start to fold. So do your best job to get all the corners and edges perfectly lined up. I'm going to change my camera now so you can watch me fold the rest of it. Okay, now that I have my corners lined up exactly on both sides and my edges lined up, I'm going to hold it carefully and fold a nice crease so that I make a nice line right down the absolute center of my page. I'm going to use this line to guide most of my next folds. I'm going to start by taking the corners and bringing them into the center fold so that this whole edge goes right along the fold. So I'm going to try and be as precise as I can and then make a nice crisp fold there. I'm going to do the very same with this side. I'm going to take this corner and bring it right down to meet this one so that this whole edge goes right along this center fold and meets the edge of the other side of the paper. So I get these two corners lined up exactly and use my fingernail to make a nice crisp fold. So now I have this house shape on my page. Okay, and sorry for the shadow here. I'll do my best to try and avoid it. So now I'm going to fold back inside. So my two corners that I pulled in are now going to be on the inside of my plane. And I have this interesting quadrilateral shape here. Now, I want to work with this folded edge. So if I open it back up again, I want this folded edge right here on the peak of my roof. And I want to fold so that that whole edge, okay, this whole folded side, not the unfolded side, just the whole fold, comes down along the middle fold. So I pull that down so the whole, it's folded right at the very tip top and the whole folded edge goes along the middle fold. And again, use my fingernail to make a nice crisp fold. Now I'm going to flip my plane over and do the exact same thing. This whole folded edge right here will come down and I want to make a nice fold right at the very tip. Bring this fold right to the center fold and carefully line it all up. And again, use my fingernail to make a nice crisp fold. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing again, but with this long folded edge now. I have a really long folded edge. Same thing, I want to get it right at the very point. I want to make a little fold and come down. This is going to be a little bit thicker of a fold now. And again, my entire folded edge is going to line up with that center fold, that first fold we made with the hot dog. And you will see that when you fold it this way, there's just a little tiny bit of paper that sticks out. You want that sticking out like that. That's just exactly what we want. So we're going to do the same thing with this side now. Fold that whole folded edge right down to meet that first center fold we did. Use those fingernails to make a nice crisp, maybe you need to use your thumbnail, make a nice crisp fold. So we now have this shape here, this long skinny triangle. That's why it's called a dart. So we'll open it up so that we have wings. Now you might notice that it kind of tends to open up a little bit at the top and the bottom. So this is where a little bit of this stuff comes in handy. Just a small amount of tape right here to hold those parts from flapping open. And if you want on top, you can put a small piece of tape to stop it opening at the top. And now we have our beautiful paper dart that we are ready to toss around and measure how far it can go.